Chosen one, take a breath and lean in. This is not a random video, and this is not a general warning meant for the crowd. This moment was arranged with precision, timed by heaven and delivered straight to you. You didn't scroll into this by accident. You were summoned here because something sacred is unfolding in your life, and God wants to protect it before it is exposed too soon. There is a reason your spirit has been on edge lately, a reason you felt watched, questioned, even spiritually investigated. Light attracts attention, and in 2026, exposure is dangerous while silence is protection. God is not asking you to hide in fear. He is asking you to move with wisdom. Some things lose their power the moment they are spoken aloud, and some assignments are delayed simply because they were revealed to the wrong ears. And chosen one, before we go deeper, pause for a moment, hit subscribe, like, and comment Amen if your spirit is already responding. Because this message is about to speak directly to you, uncovering what must remain guarded and what heaven itself is shielding right now. You've survived battles no one knows about. You've smiled through confusion, stayed faithful through silence, and obeyed God even when clarity felt incomplete. There were moments you wanted to explain yourself, defend your heart, reveal your plans just to feel understood. But God restrained your tongue for a reason. What felt like loneliness was actually divine insulation. What felt like being misunderstood was protection in disguise. Chosen one, God has been watching who has access to you. He's been observing who listens with pure intention and who listens to gather information. In this season, not everyone celebrating you is assigned to know your next move. Not everyone praying with you is meant to hear your private instructions. This is not paranoia. This is discernment being activated. You are stepping into a year where your words carry weight, where your revelations open doors or close them prematurely. God is refining your silence, teaching you when to speak and when to let heaven speak for you. Can you feel it? That subtle pull to withdraw, to observe, to move quietly while everything aligns behind the scenes? This warning is not about fear, it's about favor. God only guards what is valuable. He only warns those who are chosen, watched, and deeply involved in His plan. And what He is building in you for 2026 is too important to be exposed too early. Stay with me, chosen one, because what you must never reveal is about to be uncovered, and this truth may be the very thing that preserves your destiny. Chosen one, this first warning is foundational, and it reaches deeper than strategy. It reaches into spiritual law. Never reveal your next move. This is not about secrecy driven by fear. This is about wisdom rooted in discernment. Right now, God is teaching you that not everyone clapping for you is aligned with your victory. Some applause is genuine encouragement, but some is surveillance. Some smiles are celebration, while others are quietly gathering information. Think back for a moment. How many times did momentum stall right after you spoke about what you were about to do? How often did opposition rise before progress even had a chance to breathe? That wasn't coincidence. When plans are announced too early, resistance forms before results have time to mature. Energy shifts, opinions interfere, spiritual noise enters what was meant to grow in peace. God moves best in silence first. Scripture and spiritual patterns reveal this again and again. He forms things in hidden places before revealing them publicly. Seeds grow underground long before they break the surface. A child forms in the womb before the announcement is made. Even Jesus moved quietly until the appointed time. Why? Because premature exposure invites unnecessary interference. Chosen one, your next move is sacred. It is not a topic for casual conversation or validation seeking. When you speak too soon, you invite doubt, comparison, jealousy, and even well-meaning advice that carries no assignment in your life. Some people don't want you to fail, but they also don't want you to surpass them. Others don't mean harm, yet their words still disrupt alignment. Can you sense the difference now? This season requires restraint, not because you're shrinking, but because you're expanding. God is asking you to let Him work behind the curtain. Let the progress speak. Let the fruit announce itself. Results silence critics far better than explanations ever could. When God reveals something, He reveals it finished. not fragile. Ask yourself honestly, who has access to your vision right now? Who truly has the spiritual maturity to hear it without touching it? And who simply wants to know so they can measure themselves against you? These questions aren't meant to isolate you. They're meant to protect you. Chosen one, silence is not hiding. Silence is incubation. What God is building in you does not need commentary. It needs covering. Move quietly. Pray deeply. Execute obediently. And when the time comes, let God reveal the outcome himself. Because when he unveils it, no one will be able to stop what they never saw coming. Chosen one, the second warning reaches into a tender, sacred place. Never reveal how much you've healed. Healing is holy ground. What God repaired in private does not need to be explained in public, especially to those who only learned how to recognize you through your wounds. Some people memorized your pain so well that it became their reference point for who you are. And when that pain is no longer visible, they feel disoriented, even threatened. There are people who felt comfortable around you when you were broken, confused, or struggling. Your healing shifts the balance. It challenges the version of you they understood. And instead of celebrating your freedom, they may try, subtly or openly, to pull you back into the role they're familiar with. Have you noticed that? Moments where your growth made someone distant, where your peace made someone uncomfortable. This is why God is teaching you restraint, not because your testimony lacks power, but because not every ear is safe. Healing changes your frequency. When you announce it too loudly to the wrong people, you invite unnecessary questioning, skepticism, and even spiritual interference. Some will probe your past wounds not to understand you, but to confirm whether they still have access to the old version of you. Chosen one, peace does not need a press release. Wholeness does not require explanation. God often completes his deepest work in silence, then asks us to walk forward without narrating every detail. Your calm presence, your steadiness, your clarity. These are testimonies in themselves. Let them speak softly. Let them speak selectively. There is also a deeper truth here. Healed people are no longer easily controlled. When others realize you are no longer emotionally dependent, reactive, or seeking validation, dynamics change, and not everyone is ready to lose that leverage. This is why God whispers, guard this. Not out of pride, but out of protection. Ask yourself gently, who celebrates your healing without trying to question it? Who respects your growth without demanding access to your story? Who listens without digging, comparing, or minimizing what God has done? These are the people entrusted with your testimony. Everyone else may only need to see the fruit, not the process. Chosen one, let your healed life be the message. Let your peace answer questions you no longer owe explanations for. You don't need to convince anyone that God restored you. Your boundaries already prove it. And remember this, what God healed was not meant to be revisited for entertainment, curiosity, or nostalgia. It was meant to be lived in quiet strength. Walk gently, speak wisely, and let your peace remain protected. Because what God healed in you is still sacred, and sacred things are not handled by everyone. Chosen one, this third warning is quiet but powerful. Never reveal your financial growth or breakthrough. What God is building in your life right now carries weight, momentum, and visibility, even if you don't announce it. Money, provision, and increase shift atmospheres faster than most people realize. It awakens comparison, insecurity, and jealousy in hearts that may smile at you, but are still wrestling within themselves. There is a reason God often blesses privately before allowing fruit to be seen publicly. Not everyone who prays with you can handle prospering beside you. Some people love the version of you who struggled because it made them feel safe, equal, or even superior. But when provision enters your life, when stability replaces survival, dynamics change. Have you noticed how energy shifts when success enters the room? How curiosity turns into quiet calculation? In 2026, financial privacy is not secrecy, it is wisdom. God is not asking you to hide out of fear, but to steward what he's entrusted to you. Money carries spiritual weight because it fuels movement, influence, and options. When you reveal increase too early or to the wrong ears, You invite unnecessary opinions, expectations, and spiritual resistance. Some people don't want to borrow your joy. They want to monitor your progress. Chosen one, you don't owe anyone a breakdown of your blessings. You don't need to explain how God provided, how fast things changed, or how doors suddenly opened. Let the blessing speak for itself. God is capable of elevating you openly without you narrating the process. Silence keeps your spirit grounded and your focus clean. There is also protection in this restraint. When finances improve, people often project their beliefs, fears, and assumptions onto you. Some will test your generosity. Others will question your humility. A few may even hope you stumble, just to feel balanced again. God sees this before it happens. That's why He warns you now. Ask yourself, who truly celebrates your growth without comparison? Who doesn't count your blessings or measure themselves against your progress? Those are safe spaces. Everyone else only needs to see your consistency, not your numbers. Remember, provision is not just money, it's peace, options, stability, and freedom. And freedom must be guarded. Chosen one, God is teaching you maturity, not mistrust. He is refining your discernment so your blessings don't become burdens. Walk confidently, live responsibly, and let gratitude remain between you and God first. What He gives you is meant to sustain you, not be debated, analyzed, or envied. Let your life improve quietly. Let your security deepen silently. And when God chooses to reveal your breakthrough, it will be undeniable, and perfectly timed without you saying a word. Chosen one, this fourth warning carries weight because it touches the most tender places of your soul. Never reveal your weak spots to the wrong people. Vulnerability is holy ground. It is where healing happens, where God meets you gently, where strength is rebuilt quietly. But not every heart is mature enough to stand on that ground with you. There are people who ask questions not to understand you, but to map you. They listen closely, not to comfort, but to collect. They smile while memorizing the places you still ache, the fears you haven't fully named, the battles you barely survived. And God, in His mercy, is teaching you that discernment must walk hand in hand with honesty. Have you ever shared something deeply personal and later felt exposed instead of supported? That feeling wasn't random, it was instruction. Chosen one, vulnerability without wisdom becomes leakage. When you open your heart too quickly or to the wrong ears, what was meant to heal can later be used to wound. Words spoken in trust can be repeated without context. Confessions can be reframed as weaknesses. Moments of honesty can be weaponized during conflict, distance, or jealousy. God is not asking you to close your heart. He is asking you to guard it. There is a difference between being open and being accessible. Not everyone deserves access to your inner world. Some people only want closeness so they can feel powerful knowing what hurts you. Others will subconsciously use your weak spots to elevate themselves or justify pulling away later. Ask yourself, when I share, do I feel covered afterward or exposed? Do I feel lighter or uneasy? God often protects you by limiting who can truly understand you. Silence is sometimes not fear, it is strategy. Jesus Himself did not reveal everything to everyone. He discerned hearts before He disclosed truth. If the Son of God practiced restraint, how much more should you? Your weakness is not shameful, but it is sacred. Chosen one, safe people don't rush your vulnerability. They don't pry. They don't store your pain for later use. They carry your confessions with prayer, not gossip. They protect your story even when you're not present. Until God clearly reveals those people, it is okay to let Him be the keeper of your deepest struggles. In this season, God is strengthening your boundaries, not hardening your heart. He is teaching you that wisdom is knowing when to speak and when to be still. Let healing happen in safe spaces. Let growth occur quietly. And remember, what God is still healing in you does not need an audience. Chosen one, discernment is not distrust, it is maturity. Guard your heart well, because it is producing something precious. And what is precious should never be handed to careless hands. Chosen one, this final warning is subtle, powerful, and deeply strategic. Never reveal how close you are to your breakthrough. There is a sacred moment right before a door opens when heaven grows quiet and opposition grows curious. That moment is not meant to be announced. It is meant to be guarded. When you are closest to elevation, attention shifts in the unseen, and not all of it is supportive. Have you noticed how resistance often intensifies right before things change? How distractions appear out of nowhere? Conversations feel heavier, or unexpected doubts try to surface. That is not coincidence. It is because movement has been detected in the spirit. When you speak too soon about what God is about to do, you invite unnecessary interference. Silence in this season is not hiding, it is wisdom. Chosen one, not everyone who smiles at your progress is safe to know your proximity. Some people can handle your struggle, but cannot handle your success. Others sense when you are about to rise and unconsciously or intentionally begin to pull, delay, or distract. That's why God often finishes his greatest works quietly and reveals them suddenly. He builds in secret, then unveils in fullness. There is a reason seeds grow underground before breaking through the surface. Exposure too early can damage what is still forming. Your breakthrough is fragile before it is established. Your confidence is still settling. Your alignment is still locking in. God knows that celebration before completion can invite pressure, comparison, or spiritual resistance that you don't need right now. Ask yourself honestly, who has proven they can celebrate me without competing with me? Who can hear good news without feeling threatened? Who has covered me in prayer instead of curiosity? Until God clearly answers those questions, it is okay to keep your excitement between you and him. Private joy is not selfish, it is protective. Chosen one, silence confuses the enemy. When you stop announcing timelines, sharing hints, or explaining what God is doing behind the scenes, opposition loses its footing. Not everything needs commentary. Not every win needs witnesses. Some victories are strengthened by stillness before they are sustained by celebration. God is not delaying your joy. He is preserving it. He is teaching you that timing is not just about when things happen, but when they are revealed. There will be a moment to testify, a moment to share, a moment to rejoice openly. But that moment comes after the door has fully opened, not while it is still unlocking. So for now, chosen one, walk quietly, smile gently, move steadily, let your progress speak later. Let your results answer questions you never had to explain. And remember this, when God is about to do something undeniable, he often asks you to be unexplainable first. You are closer than you think. Guard that closeness, protect that anticipation, and trust that what God finishes in silence will be celebrated in strength. Chosen one, this final instruction is one of the most sacred and most misunderstood warnings God gives to those he trusts deeply. Never reveal everything God told you. Not every word heaven speaks is meant for the crowd. Some messages are whispered because they are weighty, precise, and personal. They are not secrets out of fear. They are instructions formed in intimacy. There are moments when God speaks to you in the quiet, when your spirit is still and your heart is open. In those moments, he doesn't perform, he instructs. He doesn't announce, he aligns. What he gives you then is not content to be shared, but direction to be followed. Have you noticed how some revelations lose clarity the moment you say them out loud? That's because they were never meant to leave the private space where they were given. Chosen one, God knows the difference between a message and a mandate. A message can be shared, a mandate must be protected. When you reveal personal instructions too early, too freely, or to the wrong people, confusion enters. Opinions dilute clarity. Doubt challenges obedience. And suddenly, what was once clear between you and God becomes noisy with outside voices. Has that ever happened to you? Where certainty turned into questioning simply because too many people weighed in? Jesus himself modeled this discipline. He did not explain every miracle. He did not disclose every instruction from the Father. He often withdrew, stayed silent, or spoke in parables, not to confuse, but to protect what was holy. If the Son of God guarded divine conversations, why would you be required to expose yours? Some people will hear what God told you and misunderstand it. Others will project their fears onto it. Some will rush it, some will mock it, And some, without intending harm, will plant doubt simply because they cannot see what God showed you. That's why discernment matters more than enthusiasm. Obedience is more powerful than explanation. Ask yourself this gently. Did God ask me to share this, or did He ask me to act on it? Did He say tell, or did He say trust? Not everything revealed is meant to be repeated. Some words are seeds. They grow best in silence, watered by faith, not exposed to constant conversation. Chosen one, when God whispers, He is inviting you into partnership, not performance. Your life will eventually speak for itself. Results will explain what words never could. The fruit will confirm the instruction without you ever needing to announce it. There will be a time when God releases you to testify, a time when what was hidden becomes a witness. But until that moment arrives, guarding divine instruction is an act of honor. Silence is not disobedience, it is often the highest form of it.